Joel, what was your reaction when Tubby first approached you and presented that he had prostate cancer?
Well, I think like anybody, my first concern is for Tubby Smith and his health and his welfare, and I think that's the natural reaction and emotion of anybody.
I'm guessing, just based on the number of emails I know you receive on a daily basis, I'm guessing, looking at your inbox this morning, I bet there were a bunch of positive emails.
Well, there are, and I think that, Tubby, like most of us, I think, wanted to keep this private as long as he could. He's a public figure, he knows that. And I think the message that he delivered was a good one. Number one, that he's cancer-free, which is obviously the best story of all. But also importantly, that we males need to be tested, and especially African-American males. And I thought it was a very thoughtful approach on his part after undergoing what he experienced.
Among the other positives, too, I mean, there are many examples, whether it's in conventional life or in college basketball life. Jim Calhoun comes to mind. You can go on to have a very prosperous career. I mean, this, because as you mentioned, it was caught so early, this very much is not a negative. Would you agree?
Well, it can't be a negative, and I think many people in life have been impacted significantly more severely. We believe Tubby is cancer-free. We believe Jerry Kill is cancer-free. But they, in their hearts, know that you never know. And quite frankly, Joel Maturi has never been diagnosed with cancer, but maybe I could be tomorrow. And many people have lived with it. Many have survived, thankfully, but many have not. And I believe that there's a reality to that. My wife and I walked with Goldie in the Susan G. Komen walk on Sunday. My wife lost her mother due to breast cancer. We all have such stories. They all impact us in a different way, some more closely than others, and I think the C word, the cancer, is frightening. Fortunately, we're in an environment right here at the University of Minnesota that's doing wonderful research. We have hospitals like we have here in our community and in the Mayo Clinic, which took care of Coach Smith, that we're blessed with. And we know, and that's the first thing I told Coach, is that at least you know you have the best care in the world. And we're going to do all that you can so that you are healthy, and it appears that he is.
And he's got a positive outlook on this. He's very upbeat in your conversations with him.
Yeah, he is. I think that's the makeup of a coach to begin with. But he is realistic. He's understanding what he's gone through, and I think until you've gone through it, I'm not so sure you can explain it the same way. And I'm very much aware and sensitive to that.
Touch on it briefly, but can you expound on the idea that when you hit 45 or 50, maybe if it's in 40, this is a good reminder, a good public reminder for males to go get that checkup, that annual checkup?
Well, again, I think that's what Tubby stated, and I think that's right. It's a reality. The good news is that it's my understanding that if you're going to have cancer, prostate cancer might be the best bet, especially if it's caught early. And there are ways to do that. We males have no excuse not to have our annual physicals, make sure that our doctors check up on us, and so that we can catch it in the early stages if indeed we have it, and we can be taken care of appropriately. There's more than one way of doing so. Different doctors have taken different approaches depending on how the diagnosis comes out, and Tubby went through a lot of that research, made some decisions, and feels he made the correct one with the procedure that he chose, and we're really glad that he's healthy and going to continue to be our basketball coach.
Tubby's staff's been intact now for a couple of years. He's got Vince, he's got Ron, he's got his son, he's got Esposito, he's got you. He's got a good support staff around him, doesn't he?
Well, I think you can't be successful in this business without surrounding yourself with good people. You can't do it by yourself. I don't know if you ever could, but you certainly can't do it in today's world. And there's a comfort level there. We're excited about the year, especially after the disappointing finish. Lots of reasons for that. No excuses. Tubby's not making any. I'm not making any. But I think our program's in better shape than what it appears to be because of the ending of the season. And Tubby. Tubby's competitive, and he's I'm sure going to be very, very well prepared. And I think our young people will be as well. And if we stay healthy and prepare for the season like I know that we will, I think 11-12 could be a good year for the Gophers.
This impacted all the conversations about the contract extension?
No, I don't think so. When you get in the hands of lawyers, and I'm not picking on the lawyers, but I think Tubby and I probably could have had this done yesterday or the week before, maybe even months before. But there's a lot of verbiage that goes into contracts. Everything from buyouts to leaving on their own to to what coaches can and cannot do without permission of athletic directors and other administrators. And it's not necessarily about money. It's not necessarily about length of term. It's those kinds of things that sometimes have to be worked out. He's got 3 years left on his contract. I'm not worried about Tubby leaving, and I shouldn't say that. I always worry about any of our coaches leaving, but I'm really convinced and believe that Coach Smith will be here as our basketball coach.
And probably finish his career here, right? I mean, he's stated to a few of us over the last couple months, this is my last job, I'll retire here.
Yeah,
I'm guessing you've had those conversations.
Yeah, he has said that, and again, not that I don't believe Tubby Smith, but I understand things have changed with some people over some time, but I truly believe he's going to finish his career here, and that's good for us.